citizen journalist, which means, basically it means, first and foremost, I'm not paid. I'm not paid as a journalist, and I'm unprofessional and unqualified and untrained. But what's cool about that is that you can actually do stories that you want to do. You're not being sent by a news agency or a newspaper or whatever to go and do a story. A lot of people who do that, journalists are famous for coming in and they want to make sort of you, not look bad, but they're looking to undercut. The media loves to build people up, and then what do? They take the carpet, yeah, bring them right down. And so that sort of stuff sells. And so what I'm about is a little bit different because I like to do the positive stories. And that's really what this whole trip was about, was doing the Mississippi River from the source of the river at Lake Itasca here, up at the very top in northern Minnesota, all the way down. Yes?
You rode all the way down there?
Yeah.
Did you eat?
Occasionally, yes. I had some food. I don't cook, and so I actually had a cooler with some food, some dry cereal and stuff, and beef jerky and stuff, and then I stopped in restaurants. So you have all these towns along the way, and I set myself up. I was sleeping on islands. You come in your canoe and you come to an island. You pitch your tent. Then you do it so you're right before you get to a town. Then it doesn't matter the size of the town. It could be 100 people. It could be a few million people. They're going to have a really good restaurant. We call it like a greasy spoon, right? The cafe. And at the cafe, this is where not only you get the good food, but you get the good stories. This is where the town, sort of the eccentrics hang out. This is where the old timers hang out. You talk to them. You find out what's happening in the town, what's good, what's positive. They will tell you their stories, and that was part of the trick. I guess it was a life-changing experience. I got to get in a canoe, and this is my canoe here. And you take the whole idea really is to take yourself out of your comfort zone, and it's hard. Your body doesn't want you to do that. It's like you have, as students, you have a routine, right? You wake up at a certain time every morning, or not, I imagine, and shake your head down. And then you have breakfast or not, and then you're driven to school with the bus, or your parents or siblings or whoever takes you to school. Then you have first period, second period, third period. It's the same thing, sort of again and again and again. And it's the same thing too when you get older. You have a job. I was raised in Los Angeles. And people there, before they get to work, they're honking the horn, they're yelling, they're cursing. Before they even get to work, they're angry, right? And the idea is, I think part of that is, this is your life, and it's all planned out for you. And part of the joy about a trip like this is, you're completely out of that cocoon of what you're used to. You put yourself in a river like this, and it's wild. It's totally wild. And you're camping on islands, and you feel wild yourself. It's like, that book Where the Wild Things Are. I don't know if anyone saw that movie, but some people thought it was boring. I liked it. But yeah, you're on an island. You're with wild animals. You're totally wild, and that's when you grow. That's when you hit some of these stories. Some of the stories were, for me, they were a first in my life. Was, for example, the first time, one of the first stories was a powwow, right? A Native American Indian powwow. My first time in a powwow was sort of cool. My first time on a farm. I got to live on the farm, and I got to get my hands dirty, and I got to ride the horses and stuff. It was a lot of fun. Then here it was, one of the last stories was at a prison. The biggest maximum security prison in America is in Louisiana, at a place called Angola. And I got to go into the prison for a whole day and interview really convicted killers, people who, and so you look at that, you look at some of these things as a negative, but here, their stories were positive. They're changing their lives for the better. They have a positive mantra. This is a prison, for example, where It was called the bloodiest prison in America back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. The most dangerous prison, the most dangerous convicts. Today, it's considered one of the safest. So I wanted to find out why. So you go to the prison, okay, you're out of your comfort zone. It was my first day in prison, quite possibly my last, hopefully. I don't know if this is real wood, I would for that. Maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, so sort of, it's a number of firsts. And when you do that, when you expose yourself to new situations, to new friends, to new stories, that's when you grow. That's when you really sort of live, if you will. Yes?
Would you do it again?
No, absolutely not. No, it was dangerous to be on the river. I'm not really a thrill seeker. Some people, they jump, off of bridges and bungee jump and stuff, and that's not me. I couldn't. It was sort of embarrassing when I was in junior high. I was at a new school, right? Because we moved every couple of years, and I went to junior high, and we had to learn how to jump off of the high dive, right? So all the boys, you lined up, you climb up the high dive. There's all these kids behind me. I climbed up there. I got to